you excited for your upcoming flight? Whether you're a seasoned traveler or a first-time flyer, there are always things to consider before taking off. In this video, we'll be sharing 5 essential tips that will make your flight smoother and stress-free. From packing tricks to navigating airport security, we've got you covered. So sit back, relax, and get ready to take notes because these are the 5 things you must know before going on a flight. Let's dive in. Number 1. Check-in procedures. Before embarking on your next flight, it's crucial to be aware of the check-in procedures of the airline you're flying with. These procedures can vary greatly depending on the airline, so it's important to do your research in advance to avoid any last-minute surprises. Some airlines offer online check-ins or mobile boarding passes, which can save you time and hassle at the airport. With online check-in, you can typically select your seat and print out your boarding pass from the comfort of your own home. Mobile boarding passes allow you to store your boarding pass on your smartphone, eliminating the need for a physical ticket. However, not all airlines offer these options. Some may require physical check-ins at the airport, which means you'll need to arrive early enough to stand in line and obtain your boarding pass before proceeding through security. This process can take some time, especially if you're traveling during peak travel periods. In addition to being aware of check-in procedures, it's also important to know when they close. Most airlines have strict deadlines for checking in prior to departure, and missing this deadline can result in being denied boarding altogether. Make sure to give yourself plenty of time to complete the check-in process before this deadline. Number 2. Baggage restrictions. Baggage restrictions are an essential aspect to travel that should not be overlooked. Failure to adhere to these rules can result in costly excess baggage fees, or even worse, having to leave some of your belongings behind. It's crucial to do your research beforehand and know the specific policies of the airline you'll be flying with. Each airline has its own set of rules when it comes to baggage size, weight, and number of bags allowed. Therefore, it's essential to check the airline's website or contact customer service directly for information on their specific baggage policies. It's also important to note that these policies can change frequently, so it's a good idea to double-check before every trip. When packing for your trip, keep in mind that airlines typically have a maximum weight limit per bag that ranges from 20 to 50 pounds, depending on the airline. Additionally, there may be restrictions on the size of your luggage or the number of bags you're allowed to bring on board. For example, budget airlines often only allow one small carry-on bag per passenger with strict size limitations. On the other hand, full-service airlines may permit multiple checked bags up to a certain weight limit. It's also crucial to note that some items such as lithium batteries or aerosol cans may not be allowed on board at all. To make sure you don't get caught off guard by any unexpected charges or denied boarding due to non-compliant luggage, start by checking your airline's website for their baggage policy. You can usually find this information under Baggage or Travel Information. If you have any questions about specific items you need to bring with you on your trip, like a musical instrument or sports equipment, it's best to reach out directly via phone or email and ask if they have any special instructions. Another thing worth noting is that some airlines offer different baggage allowances based on ticket class or frequent flyer status. For instance, first-class passengers may be allowed more significant weight limits than economy passengers. Similarly, some loyalty programs offer free checked bags as a perk for members. Number 3. Security screening. One of the most crucial aspects of air travel is security screening, which involves several rules and regulations that every traveler must follow. First and foremost, make sure you're dressed appropriately for security screening. While it may seem like a small detail, wearing easily removable shoes can make a big difference in speeding up the process as you pass through the metal detector. It's also wise to avoid wearing excessive metal accessories, such as belts or jewelry, that could trigger alarms and cause delays. When packing your carry-on luggage, it's essential to remember that all liquids must be within the allowed limit and packed in a clear plastic bag. This regulation is in place for safety reasons, so each container must hold no more than 3.4 ounces, 100 milliliters of liquid, and all containers must fit into a single quart-sized plastic bag. Any containers that exceed this limit will not be allowed through security, so it's vital to double-check before heading to the airport. Additionally, certain items are prohibited from being carried onto airplanes altogether due to their potential danger. These include weapons, explosives, flammable materials, and other hazardous items. Before packing your bags, be sure to check the TSA website for a full list of prohibited items and ensure that you don't have any of these items with you. In addition to these regulations at security checkpoints, there are other important things to consider when preparing for air travel. For example, it's crucial to arrive at the airport early enough to allow plenty of time for check-in and security screening processes. This is especially true during peak travel times when lines can be longer than usual. Another critical aspect of air travel preparation is ensuring that you have all necessary documents with you. This includes your passport or other forms of identification if traveling internationally, as well as any boarding passes or tickets required for your trip. Number 4. Boarding time. One crucial aspect of air travel is boarding time. Arriving at the gate on time for boarding is essential, as airlines have strict policies about latecomers. Before you head to the airport, make sure to double-check your flight details for the specific boarding time. Different airlines may have varying policies, so it's best to be aware of the exact time you need to arrive at the gate. Some airlines may even begin boarding earlier than anticipated, so it's always better to err on the side of caution and arrive early. However, simply arriving on time is not enough. It's also important to prepare for any potential delays or obstacles that could arise during your journey from check-in to the gate. This includes allowing plenty of time for security checks and making sure you have all necessary documents such as passports and visas readily available. Missing your boarding time can result in serious consequences such as missing your flight altogether or even being denied entry onto the plane. This can cause major disruptions in your travel plans and potentially result in additional expenses. Furthermore, arriving late can also inconvenience other passengers who are already on board and waiting for departure. It's important to be respectful of everyone's time and follow airline policies accordingly. Number 5. In-flight comfort. Let's face it, flying can be uncomfortable. Between cramped seats, noisy passengers and dry cabin air, it's easy to feel a bit frazzled after a long flight. But with a few simple tips and tricks, you can ensure that your next flight is as comfortable as possible. First and foremost, pack essentials such as a neck pillow, earplugs or noise-cancelling headphones, and snacks in case of hunger pangs during the long flights. A neck pillow will help you get some rest during the flight, while also preventing any neck pain or stiffness. Earplugs or noise-cancelling headphones are essential for blocking out any unwanted noise from other passengers or the aeroplane itself, allowing you to relax in peace. And of course, snacks are always a good idea, especially if you're traveling on a budget airline with limited food options. Another thing to consider when it comes to in-flight comfort is clothing. Dressing comfortably is key. Think loose-fitting clothing made from breathable materials like cotton or linen. Layers are also important, since temperatures on planes can vary widely depending on the airline and destination. Finally, don't forget about hydration. Cabin air tends to be very dry, which can lead to dehydration if you're not careful. Be sure to drink plenty of water before and during your flight to stay hydrated and avoid feeling fatigued upon arrival. In short, taking steps to ensure your in-flight comfort can make all the difference when it comes to enjoying your travel experience. By packing essentials like a neck pillow and snacks, dressing comfortably in breathable layers, and staying hydrated throughout your flight, you'll arrive at your destination feeling refreshed and ready for adventure. And there you have it, folks. We hope these tips will make your next flight a breeze. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more travel tips and tricks. Also, let us know in the comments below if you have any other travel-related questions or topics you'd like us to cover. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.